375 innocent people wrongfully convicted behind bars for crimes they never committed. This is the story of the organization that freed them and what their cases reveal about a system that is far from perfect. Welcome to Justice Rights Hub. Today we are breaking down the Innocence Project, one of the most important legal organizations in American history. Stay until the end, because what you are about to hear will change how you see the justice system forever. 1992, New York City. Two lawyers named Barry Scheck and Peter Neufeld have a radical idea. They believe DNA technology can prove innocence, not just guilt. At the time, nobody believed wrongful convictions were common. The system was considered reliable, trustworthy, final. This was 1992, and hardly anyone believed that there was such a thing as a wrongful conviction. Scheck and Neufeld start taking cases where DNA evidence still exists, cases where someone behind bars says, "I did not do this." What they find shocks everyone. Since 1989, 614 wrongly convicted people have been exonerated based on DNA tests. 203 of them were Innocence Project clients, 614 people who went to prison innocent, who lost years, sometimes decades, of their lives for crimes they never committed. The vast majority, 97%, were wrongfully convicted of sexual assault or murder, the most serious crimes possible. And yet, they were innocent. These exonerees spent an average of 14 years in prison. 10% of them spent 25 years or more behind bars for crimes they did not commit. In 2024 alone, 147 people were exonerated in the United States after losing an average of 13 and a half years of their lives. Think about that number, 147 people in a single year who went to prison innocent. So how does this happen? How does an innocent person end up behind bars? The Innocence Project studied every single case, and they identified the leading causes. The results are alarming. The number one cause of wrongful convictions is eyewitness misidentification. Someone looked at a lineup, pointed a finger, said, "That is the person," and they were wrong. And an innocent person went to prison because of it. Human memory is not a video camera. It is imperfect. It is influenced by stress, by fear, by the way questions are asked. And yet, we still send people to prison based on it. The second major cause is false confessions. 102 DNA exonerations involved a false confession. Someone admitted to a crime they never committed. Why would an innocent person confess? Think about it. Hours of interrogation, no sleep, psychological pressure, promises of a lighter sentence if you just admit it, threats of a harsher sentence if you don't, fear, exhaustion, isolation. These are legal interrogation methods used in police stations across America today, and they produce false confessions from innocent people. The third cause is police and prosecutorial misconduct. Evidence withheld from the defense, witnesses coached before trial, forensic tests falsified, reports altered, and convictions involving black defendants were nearly 50% more likely to include misconduct by police officers than convictions involving white defendants. Now, this is the part most people don't want to talk about. But we are going to talk about it because it matters. Of the first 375 DNA exonerees, 225 were African American. That is 60%. Black people make up just 13.6% of the American population. But more than half of all wrongful conviction exonerees are black. Innocent black Americans are 7 times more likely than white Americans to be falsely convicted of a serious crime. 7 times. In 2024, 78% of all exonerees were people of color. 60% were black. This is not a coincidence. This is not bad luck. This is a pattern. And it is exactly why knowing your rights, every single one of them, is not optional. For many people in this country, it is survival. Here is the detail that I cannot get out of my head. In 165 of the first 375 cases, the actual perpetrator was identified after the innocent person was freed. And here is what happened while the innocent person sat in prison. Those actual perpetrators went on to commit 154 additional violent crimes, 83 sexual assaults, 36 murders, 35 other violent crimes. The wrong person was in prison. The real criminal was on the street, hurting more people, creating more victims. The system failed twice, once when it convicted the innocent, and again, every single day that the real perpetrator remained free. So what does all of this mean for you? It means the justice system is not perfect. It means innocent people go to prison, and it means that your rights are the only thing standing between you and a system that can and does make mistakes. Never speak to police without a lawyer present. Never consent to a search. Never sign anything without legal counsel. Never assume that being innocent is enough to protect you, because the data says otherwise. Since 1993, the Innocence Project has received over 65,600 letters from incarcerated people seeking help proving their innocence. 65,600 letters from people behind bars who trusted the system and lost everything. Don't be one of them. Know your rights, use your rights, fight for your rights. Because the moment you give them up, you may not get them back. If this video opened your eyes, hit like right now. Subscribe to Justice Rights Hub, because we drop legal knowledge every week that could save your freedom. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Which fact shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments below. See you in the next one.